Who is the biggest star in boxing? Tank Davis. And joining the feast of the game is Miami resident hip-hop star, influencer Ruby Rose.
Understand the talent difference, the experience difference. We understand all of that.
The face-off between Jake Paul and Gervonta Tank Davis on Netflix Uncut was nothing short of dramatic, sparking immediate buzz among viewers. The tension was palpable when Tank shoved Jake Paul during their stare-off, signaling that this fight is far from just a publicity stunt. The words exchanged afterward revealed both confidence and frustration, giving fans a glimpse into the raw emotions at play. A noticeable point for many viewers was the size difference between the two fighters. Jake Paul appeared much taller and more imposing next to Tank, leading some to believe that the physical disparity could work in Jake's favor. However, others argue that skill, timing, and strategy are what ultimately decide a fight, and these elements could level the playing field. What's clear is that this is more than just a clash of physiques. It's a battle of wills.
Gave this little guy an opportunity. He should be thanking me. I'm paying him. I'm his boss. He reports to me, and I'm gonna fucking son him on November 14th. So fuck you, little man.
You pay me? Are you paying me?
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Facts.
Correct.
Yes. Correct.
Correct. I'm your daddy.
Veteran boxing trainer Teddy Atlas didn't hold back in his analysis of the upcoming showdown between Jake Paul and Tank Davis. He immediately pointed out the stark contrast in size, with Jake towering over Tank. So much so that Atlas joked Tank would need a ladder just to reach Jake's chin. While acknowledging boxing's focus on skill and technique, Atlas emphasized that physical attributes still matter, particularly when the gap is
right. They should also have like the size of the ring, the size of the glove, all that stuff. Particulars should be in the contract. But I would probably look for one thing that is not the common thing to have in a contract if I'm Tank. A ladder. A ladder. Can I get a ladder? Somebody? You know what I mean? Hey, look, all kidding. If he hits him on the chin the way he can punch, Jake might be doing a dance, you know what I mean? Not voluntarily either. But we'll get into that more later. The thing that I'm talking about right here is what you said. It was stark. The size difference was really, you couldn't ignore it. We understand the talent difference, the experience difference. We understand
as wide as it is in this matchup. He likened this disparity to when Canelo Alvarez stepped up in weight to challenge Terrence Crawford, highlighting that while the size difference was significant, it still felt fair. In this case, however, Atlas believes the physical imbalance could prove too much for Tank, regardless of his explosive talent and experience.
All of that, but the size, the pure, and we understand small guys can beat big guys. We just saw Crawford do it to Canelo, but a little different. The size difference was, it was eye-catching, jaw-dropping. And it made me think, and I'm going to ask Richie, our man here who's doing all the taping, who does such a marvelous job. I'm going to ask him, because I know he's an expert in this area, but it reminded me of one of the Rocky movies where they had the face, where they did the wrestling thing with Rocky and Hulk Hogan, a.k.a. Thunderlips. He was Thunderlips back there. And I thought I had it right, and it was confirmed to me. It's Rocky III.
Greg Hackett, a respected boxing coach, shared his thoughts on Gervonta Davis's mindset heading into the fight with Jake Paul. Hackett believes Tank is laser-focused and won't be distracted by the media circus or the noise surrounding the event. Inside sources from Tank's camp report that he's been training with intense dedication, sharpening his skills with every session. His sparring partners describe him as being sharp, relentless, and pushing himself beyond his limits, showing no signs of underestimating Jake Paul.
Something for you new to do, try to keep you fresh and this and that, keep your name hot. You got to stay in the algorithms. It's just a lot of pressure on fights. And I feel like Tank being at, what is he, 30 years old? and you got kids. See, what people forget about is it come a time in a man's life where he just wants to slow down. You know what I'm saying? We can't all run around like we used to back in the day. I mean, that's tough to do. Sometimes you just want to sit down, enjoy your fruits. And I feel like that could be what he's going through. He want to just enjoy the fruits of his labor and enjoy life. And people don't want to hear that because they feel like you got more work to do. But it's his life.
Former heavyweight contender Eddie Chambers took a more nuanced approach to the Jake Paul versus Tank Davis fight, emphasizing the importance of experience over size. While many fans are fixated on the physical advantage Jake Paul holds, Chambers reminded them that boxing is ultimately a game of strategy, timing, and execution. He pointed to numerous examples where smaller fighters triumphed over bigger opponents, citing the brilliant footwork and ring IQ that often determine the outcome of a fight. According to Chambers, Jake Paul's size may give him an initial edge, but Tank's explosive style and tactical brilliance could quickly close that gap. It's not the size that counts, it's what you do with it.
That something like this can happen, but this is social media, this is what it's created. There's a lane that Jake Paul has created. Honestly, I'm not mad at him for it. He's gotten a lot of fighters and, actual fighters some shine. It also has done for women's boxing a lot. So I'm not mad at him for what he's been in boxing and what he's created. This is a little crazy right here. This is a little crazy. And a lot of people will say, Tank is too small. Let me tell you something. Anybody that gets in the ring with Tank that is not a damn dinosaur is gonna feel something from him. And it ain't gonna be easy to hit it. Got boxing IQ. He may not sound like an intellectual guy when you hear him talk, but he knows the ring inside and out. So there's nothing that Jake Paul can do aside from make it extremely ugly by grabbing him and probably trying to throw him to the ground. I don't know what else, bite him. I don't know, but I mean, the skill level alone. Now, of course, there is a size difference, a height difference and all that, but he's just gonna struggle so much landing a shot. It's just gonna look bad. To me, this is the way I see it. It's gonna look bad. Tank is gonna be too fast. And the punch, I believe, I'm not saying it's gonna knock him out or, but he's gonna feel.
Timothy Bradley, a former world champion turned analyst, is confident that Gervonta Davis has the fight in the bag. He pointed out the significant gap in experience between the two fighters, with Tank having years of championship experience, while Jake Paul has only recently entered the world of professional boxing. Bradley acknowledged Jake's commitment and work ethic, but made it clear that stepping into the ring with a seasoned fighter, like Tank, is an entirely different challenge. He believes Tank's deep understanding of the sport and his high ring IQ will expose the flaws in Jake Paul's game once the fight heats up.
You prove your innocence and say that it ain't fixed. Because check this out, Tank ain't gonna lose this fight. Hell no. Hell no. Tank ain't losing this fight. Too many hoes. Man, Jake don't have enough experience. Yeah, man, this gonna be taking candy from a baby. Jake is missing the rules. See, this is what happened when you don't grow up in the game. When you don't grow up in the game, man, at a young age, this is what happens. You start reading your own press clippings. That's what Jake is doing. Fighting this lower level competition, and now he think he the ish. Now he think he the man. He ain't the man. You kidding me? He is not the man. Oh no. Yeah, false sense of security. Now he trying to pick on small folks, right? And I don't mean that in a bad way. Yeah, I'm just saying size-wise. Yeah, that's another thing, boxing one-on-one. You can't pay attention to size. Hell no, I told y'all it's the size of the heart, right? In that damn dog. It ain't the size of the damn dog, and I told y'all that, man. Yeah, it's the same thing here. And it's about the smartest dog. Tank too smart for him. Tank got too much boxing IQ for Jake, man. This gonna be easy. Easy. Like I said, man, Tank, please, man. Don't do this to boxing, bro. If there's anything, man, shoot. Man, we can put together some kind of account for you, a GoFundMe account or whatever, bro. And we can, all your fans can give you $1, bro. So that way you don't be, blowing this fight. It's easy, bro. This sparring section. Look, I'm so confused. I don't know what the hell to call this. The circus? Just call it a circus. Yeah, just call it a damn circus. Because, you know, one minute they said, oh, this...
Paulie Malignaggi, a former world champion, criticized Gervonta Davis's career, arguing that Tank hasn't faced enough top-tier competition to be considered a truly great fighter. While he acknowledged Tank's knockout power and skill, Malignaggi's comments reflect a broader debate in boxing, as Davis truly tested himself against the best. Some fans believe Tank's reputation is built on highlight reel knockouts and strategic matchmaking, rather than facing the most dangerous opponents in the sport. Despite the criticisms, Davis remains a huge draw in boxing, known for his speed, power, and precision in the ring.
He's trying to clown people, but then he admits that Tank is the biggest name in Western boxing. So doesn't even make sense. Listen again.
Boxing, either the fans have gone down to the dumbest level possible, or the media themselves have gone down to the dumbest level possible for Nick.
See, so he's already trying to roast the fans and anybody who says Tank's the face of boxing, basically calling people dumb, right? Oldest trick in the book. But then he says, I understand that Tank is probably the biggest name in the West.
Naming this guy as the face of boxing. I understand we don't have anything. The fact that
I understand we don't have anything. Keep listening.
Maybe this is the biggest marquee name in the West at the moment.
Right. Maybe this is the biggest marquee name at the moment in the West. He is the biggest name in the West. Name somebody bigger. Right? Point blank, period. So you're off to a bad start. Name calling, then you're acting like you don't understand it whilst mentioning he's the biggest name in boxing, and you're saying it's disturbing. Why is it disturbing?
It's certainly disturbing, but it also shows you that you can make anything into a star at this point.
There's growing speculation that Gervonta Davis might retire after his high-profile fight with Jake Paul. Close sources suggest that Tank's motivations have shifted from chasing legacy to securing financial freedom, with a significant payday on the line. Some believe Tank may walk away from boxing with the financial security he's always dreamed of. Tank has already built an impressive career, winning world titles and amassing a large fan base, so the need to continue fighting may no longer be necessary. Still, whether this is a genuine retirement plan or just another promotional tactic remains to be seen.
And for ban on what you make. Again, there's nothing wrong with Tank going to get his money, but let's all be clear that that's all the fight is for Tank. He's telling you without telling you that he's fighting Jake just because he's getting $40 million. So when we talk about boxing being dead, Tank has to line up at the front of the line. I can't blame him, but don't throw around, oh, boxing's dead and people switch sides and all of that. You chose not to be great. That's it. You chose not to be great. Stuff like that, choices like that will kill boxing. For sure. On a competitive level, it won't kill it on a business level. On a business level, until people run out of interest in these kind of matchups, it'll do well. On a competitive level, choosing not to fight the best will kill the sport. So maybe it's better if people like Tank aren't in the sport. And I don't even say that because I want that to be the case. I think Tank is ridiculously talented, but you can't want a fighter to fight more than what they want to. You can't. Tank fans or Tank people that like Tank and think he's one of the best, you can't want it for him. And then Shakur came back with, that's how I know you soft. I can't even go back and forth with you soft ass. You rather pop to me on social media than get in that fire and get embarrassed. I get it. Peace and blessings upon you, cuz. He says, the people got your chest out so bad. You talking like you a killer, forgetting that you the one that runs, bitch. I'll be bring the fight to you. This dude, a made-up character. Quote, blessings upon you. Clown-ass dude, wanna be Kevin Gates. Oh my goodness. I mean, here's the thing though. You can't say that stuff about Shakur if you're not willing to fight him. This is the point I think that we're going to come to today, is that Tank can say all this stuff he wants, but if you're not willing to fight Shakur, then none of it means anything anymore. Even if you believe that Tank is going to knock him out, even if you believe that Shakur's a runner, or that he's not in the trenches, or he's not a boxer that's willing to bring the fight, or whatever, none of it matters. You're talking from the sideline because you won't fight him. What does that say about Tank?
That wraps up today's. Don't forget to like the video, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more coverage of the biggest stories in boxing. Until next time.